More praise to Yahweh Bashem El Shai Bashem Rakakodah Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of you elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, I asked the chat, what's the GMS Israelites take on Revelation 16 and 16? And I'll go ahead and read it. Revelation 16 and 16. What I'm going to do is start from the 13th verse, entitled, the headline is, or the heading is Armageddon. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon and out of the mouth of the beast. The beast represents the whole makeup of NATO and the EU that the woman sits upon. So, you can say that America is a part of the beast system. It's supported by the beast. It sits upon the beast. The dragon, the beast is interchangeable with this current beast and the Roman Empire. The dragon is also interchangeable with the word beast, which this could be a dragon, and Roman Empire. Revelation 12, the tail of the dragon took down 3 stars, 3 parts of the stars. So 2,000 years ago, the dragon was that of the Roman Empire. So now, this goes into the 3 city states. You got DC, you got Vatican City, and you got London. If you got London, you have the elite. They make all decisions. They communicate with the Pentagon and D.C., which is a city-state. And then the false prophet represents Christianity as a whole. Because everything about Christianity is false, from the Roman Catholics on down. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth, because they deceived, they've committed fornication, that's Revelation 17, and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of that great day of the Most High Almighty. So anybody that has modern military weapons, they're going to be down there. These major nations that possess these missiles, these modern weapons. Behold, I come as a thief. He does not come as a thief to us because we're looking every day. We're looking into the skies. We're looking at the news. We're looking like, is it going to be tomorrow? Is it going to be next week? And definitely, when they make the microchip, as we always talk about, mandatory, everything's going to move super quick. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. What is that talking about? Keepeth his garments is referring to the truth. Lest he walk naked and they see his shame. Now, where's that scripture? I believe it's in, let me just try something. Hadn't gone through this in a while. Revelation 19. It may just be in 19. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. I got it. Marriage of the Lamb. If you're in a marriage, you got to dress a certain way. You can't come to a marriage with a sweatsuit on. You got to dress up. Sometimes you got to go out to a place and buy a suit. You don't wear suits and all that. Marriage of the Lamb. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife which are the elect of Israel, have made herself ready. So when a woman, on the day that she gets married, back in the day, because you don't get married now, you'd be a fucking fool. But back in the day, you know, a woman was pure. When you married back in the day, when I was a kid, you most likely you married a woman that was a virgin. That's the old tradition. You didn't marry no woman that was had 3 or 4 different men. I mean, we were a fucked up situation. You know any woman that you meet of a particular age, you know that she, had her legs spread with different sized mushrooms up in there. And she knows what you she can see what you got, and she'll compare it to other men that she dealt with, and she might hate you for it. She might go back to her old because that's her first love. Or they say every woman has a man that they're in love with, even though they get they marry you because they settle with you, but they want to get with this guy. He's not the marrying kind. So anyway, the groom, Yahushua, is not coming to get with no hoe. These 2/3 Israelites that can't see it, they hoes. He said, I'm only getting the bride, and she got to be pure. As the old saying go, pure as the driven snow. She got to be a virgin. That's why when you go to Revelation 14, it says it compares us to virgins. You got people that breaking that down wrong. But you ain't one. You had sex, so you ain't one. Man, sit down somewhere. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints. So now let's come back over to Revelation 16. So you wear a garment, but you wear a pure garment. So 15 verse, Revelation 16 and 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth. If you taking the entire, I'm take 6 months off, with my girl and shit. Guess what? The destruction could have came already. You got caught out there because you turned your back on the plow. And keepeth his garments. Now we read what the garments represent. They represent the righteousness of the saint, meaning you doing this work. Lest he walk naked. Everyone that got kicked out for, being an asshole, or left, y'all are just out there, man. Y'all gonna be out there naked. You ain't gonna have a marriage wedding garment on, and a pure wedding garment at that. And you're going to be destroyed. You're going to take the chip and you're going to be destroyed. It said, lest he walk naked and they see his what? His shame. That's why certain brothers that was in the school, they passed by the camp, they're going to run down the street. It says, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon. Well, let's see how they break it down. Hamagadwan means mountain of troops. Right here. Har, Magad or Gad, which is troops. One, place of troops, mountains. Let me just open this up. It simply means mountain. Mountain of troops. So now let's come on back to the chat. So there's the scripture right there. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. Is read very literally, but also prophetically tied to end time geopolitics rather than an ancient battlefield. Yeah, because some of these so-called scholars say, oh, that already took place. Eschatologists say that. Oh, all that revelation all took place. Here's their court take in plain terms. Armageddon equals a real location and a global war. Right, because two major places are going to be utterly destroyed. Palestine, the Levant, and America. But the Levant is going to be built back up. America is going to become the biggest desert on the planet Earth. GMS teaches that Armageddon refers to the valley of Megiddo in Israel, but the prophecy isn't limited to armies physically camping here. Instead, it represents World War III. That's what Esau calls it, World War III. A global military convergence involving major powers, the final clash before divine intervention. So when that war takes place, that's when the Yahushua is going to come in the ships. And it says in Isaiah, I believe it's 52:13, if I'm not mistaken, they said they're going to stop their mouth because they're going to see them ships come. They're going to cover the skies. Or cover the sky. So not just where, but what kind of war. The kings of the earth, modern nations, they interpret the kings as today's ruling powers, especially the U.S. and NATO, the EU, Russia, China, and their allies. These nations are being gathered through military alliances, economic tensions, proxy wars. Give you an example of a proxy war. Russia against the Ukraine. And the war spills over into Poland. If the war spills over into Poland, if there's an attack by Russian forces on Poland, that's a proxy war. So if Poland gets involved, because of what Russia did, then guess what? Poland is a NATO nation, part of the NATO treaty. So all NATO nations will have to come to the aid of Poland. This is why they refuse to allow the Ukraine to be a member, and they've been asking to be a member of. Give me a second. I don't know what the hell happened. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second, y'all. Trying to get this going. I think Esau's doing shit. Don't like this truth coming out. If y'all can still hear me.